where we celebrate, praise, and honor those who are truly making significant differences in our communities. I'm Gary York, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. We want to thank Wilkes Communications, RiverStreet Productions, and 100.9 WIFM for this opportunity. Our featured guest is Jennifer Snyder. She is the Executive Director of the Ruby Pardue Blackburn Adult Daycare Center over in West Park. And Ms. Snyder, thank you for being here.
Thank
and you're
you.
the leader there, and I was able to visit you a couple days ago, and that experience will just carry me a long way in life to see the wonderful compassion that your group has given to people who just need a little help. So let's go back to the family, the Ruby Pardue Blackburn family, and we'll go from there.
Okay. We do business as the Ruby Pardue Blackburn Adult Daycare Center. As part of that, Miss Ruby had family of gold. They have heart of gold. And so the Blackburn Family Foundation, Shelmer Blackburn, her son, worked with pre-operational with the center and helping with the history of getting everything together. And so he worked a lot with the task force that helped with getting everything together. And also her brother, Dwight E. Purdue Sr., was a significant support in getting everything started.
And I understand this was in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
And groups of people had this dream of
Yes.
doing this special thing,
Yes.
right?
In 1998, a task force was started for the idea of adult daycare. They started with research, and they worked with requirements with the Department of Health and Human Services. They worked with the North Carolina Adult Day Service Association. They took many visits to top-ranked adult daycare centers within North Carolina. They worked with the Partners in Caregiving. They did a lot in a few years. When you think just 7 or 10 years, you think, oh, that's quite a bit of time, but they did a lot of work in that time to get us started.
So the planning and preparation was paramount to your success.
Yes, the board of the Health Foundation, the pre-operational board of the center, and a lot of community support.
And let's, after that 7-year study and working with the family, we talked about the Health Foundation, the Duke Endowment,
Mm-hmm.
the Golden Leaf Foundation, Lowe's Foundation, and the Kulnick family all came together and through significant efforts raised $1.5 million to get started
Yes.
for our facility.
Yes.
So
The Health Foundation held a community-wide fundraising campaign. Along with these grants, raised a $1.5 million campaign. They helped with the construction of our center. They completely redid all of the inside of our 10,000 square foot facility. They worked with getting the right colors, the right handbars on the walls, the carpet, the floors, the chairs. They did a lot of work with that money, and I think our center says a lot for that. If anybody ever comes by, it's nothing what they expect on the outside. They come in, it's very inviting. So that campaign and that money went to the construction of the facility, which they did a great job on that.
I'm sharing this morning with Jennifer Snyder, and she's Executive Director of the Ruby Pardue Blackburn Adult Daycare Center. Now, quickly add right there a contrast of adult to children. Most of us think of all daycare as children.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what's behind the idea of adult to doing it? Are there any differences or just?
There are a lot of differences, and there's a lot of similarities. When we say adult daycare, it's really what it means, and it's a daycare for adults. With children, families go to work, so they drop their children off. With adult daycare, families work, so they drop their adults off. Whether it's their spouse or it's their mother, father, aunt and uncle, cousin, brother, sister, whatever the situation, whatever the caregiving Family is, it's the same thing as adults with children. You know, we have folks that come now, we have, majority of our population is the elderly at 60 and above. So we have a lot of spouses, we have a lot of kids taking care of their family or their parents. So if they're not going to work, we have a family now who drops off her husband so she can go to take chemo treatments. We have
Wow.
a family, we have a niece that takes care of her two aunts. They're sisters. We call them twins, but they're not twins. They drive public transportation in, and she again goes and takes chemo treatments on Fridays. We have families that just need respite. You know, a lot of wives or a lot of husbands can't take their loved one in a wheelchair to the grocery store. So they just take, 4 or 5 hours to go to the grocery store, to go pay bills, to go to their own doctor's appointments. And again, the kids taking care of their parents, they have to work. They still have children of their own that may be in school or may be going to college or working of their own, so they have to continue to take care of their family as well. So a lot of similarities, a lot of differences in adult day with child-adult or child care, but we really are what we say. We're a day facility for adults.
So you facilitate contributions that allow people to live normal lives.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yes.
kind of how it is?
As a nonprofit, we rely a lot on the community. We rely a lot on grant support. We rely a lot on family support. We do, this service wouldn't be able to be portrayed to these families, or wouldn't be able to be given to these families without support from the community.
Jennifer Snyder, you're just a little bit about growing up and this calling to give and share and care in a special way. And do you remember a moment when you said, this is the person I want to be, is to give to matter in the lives of others? So let's go from there, if you will.
Okay. I was born and raised here in Wilkes. I know the community, I know the people, and so I've always had a heart for this community and for helping. While I was in school, I did a lot of background in a lot of internships in mental health. I always wanted to help people to continue to be independent within society. I grew up going to programs where I saw those that were different. I saw that people still needed help even though they couldn't walk the same way as someone else. So I always felt that I wanted to help people. And my biggest thing was I always wanted to help people stay independent, stay in their homes where they can live just like everybody else, a normal person. So when I did my internships in mental health, I worked with community support. I went into the home, I took them and helped them go to the grocery store. I took them to the doctor's offices and stuff like that. And so visiting those physician offices within the county, for South County or Watauga County, I saw a lot of families. I saw a lot of help needed. So during that community support time, I came across somebody talking about the adult daycare, and I thought, oh, okay, what is that? What's their mission? What's their goals? And so when they said, oh, we are to help people to stay at the home, and I said, okay, tell me more. And that's when I started with the center. I started a few months before our opening in 2008. I did a lot of training with personal care, one-on-one care. Soon after we opened, I was asked to move into the office manager position, but continuing to help with the personal care, with the planning and stuff like that. So I did that for a few years before I became director of the center. So,
Wow.
yeah, I've always, I stand behind our mission. I've always wanted just to help people to be independent, help people to continue to live with as much less stress as they can.
So what time do clients come in?
We are open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that seems like a long time, but we have a lot of folks that go to work at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So when do they need to drop somebody off at 6 o'clock in the morning? So we have staff that rotate from that 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. A lot of people come in between 6:30 all the way up to 10:30, 11 o'clock. and we have people leaving as early as 2:33 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening.
Your staff, did you tell me you had 8?
I have 8. I have a wonderful staff. We have a variety of people that have various backgrounds. They all have excellent personal care skills, planning skills, and they're phenomenal. My program director, she has a lot of assisted living background. She did a lot with rehab, and she's just been great to jump in with the center and plan our daily program.
Her name?
Kristen Staley.
Yes.
Miss Kristen, she does all of our planning during the day, whether it's getting our community volunteers in to do music. We have music going on this morning. We had music when you were in the other day. They love music. We have people that come and do arts and crafts with them, people who come and clog, people who just come and sit and talk. So she works on a daily basis on what our participants like, what our participants do well with, who they do well with, and she just does a great job planning all that. I do have a healthcare coordinator. She does all our healthcare monitoring, our medication administration if need be, our incontinent care, our personal care, any type of tube feedings, anything like that they need medically wise. She does that.
So any service they're receiving at home, they can come to the adult center and receive the same kind of care.
Yes, they can get assistance to the restroom, assistance eating, assistance just walking, getting up and staying mobilized. They can do anything that they want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
How many clients do we have?
I have 59 enrolled, and we have a daily average about 35.
Okay.
Our center is certified through the Department of Health and Human Services for 65 a day. So we're still climbing that mountain. We're still trying to get that capacity. But 35 for an 8-year operation is right on track with the state. It's actually above state projection for an 8-year business term. So we're doing really well with our average. We have 35 a day.
How would a person who maybe is interested in us find you, or give us a little idea how to contact the center?
We how to contact us. We try to stay out there. We're in the newspaper. We're online. We're in the telephone book. We try to do everything so they can just give us a call. They can stop by. We offer a free trial visit where the family can bring their loved one and leave them for a few hours, or even if they want to put them in the program for a few hours and stay there, or if they want to leave. It gives us an opportunity for them to come in, us to talk about how we can help them, what needs that they might have, what level of care they may be, and just how we can help them. So they can. We encourage anybody to stop by and let us give them a tour, because it's a lot different to see the facility than it is for me to just sit here and talk about it. Like I said earlier, a lot of people come in and thought, oh, this is nothing what I thought it would be. We really try to be that home away from home. So they can give us a call, or they can stop by anytime, and any of our staff love to show off our facility and the services we provide.
And there's a age minimum and no max?
There's no max. We ask that they're 18 and older, that they're legally an adult. So we have a lot of participants that age out of school at 21. They have developmental disabilities, and once they age out of school and they graduate, they may not necessarily be able to maintain a job or something like that. So what do? Do they stay at home by themselves, or do they continue to be a part of a program that they can function day to day independently and stuff like that? So we have 18 and older all the way up to 90s. We've had, our oldest, I think, was 98 one time. So, and she just came. She was one of our healthiest ones. She just came for socialization. So. Wow.
I'm talking to Jennifer Snyder today, and she's the executive director of the Ruby Pardue Blackburn Adult Daycare Center in West Park. And what an exciting moment to know about This is a unique, I don't know of another one. Are there lots of your type facility, or?
We are the only one in Wilkes County. And in surrounding counties, there are very few in the close region. But in Wilkes County, we're a large county, so over a 65,000 plus population. We are the only one here in the county. There are several throughout the state, and we try to collaborate with them on making sure that we're providing the best care for our community, for our people.
We spoke of patient funding.
Mm-hmm.
Just give us an overview that we'll find a way.
Okay.
If you need, whatever a person might need to be part of our facility, financially we can make it work. Just give us an overview of that.
My board and myself have worked really hard, and even my staff have worked really hard with fundraising and community support, making sure we have funds available no matter what. We have a lot of grants. We receive funding through United Way. We have a matching funds grant through the health department. We have county funding, Wilkes County funding. We have federal and state funding. But our board and myself and staff have worked really hard to maintain a scholarship fund. It was started by the Kulinik family, pre-operational. They said, we're giving to this, and we want to make sure everyone who needs it has a way. So we have tried really hard to maintain that and to not turn anybody away just because they aren't able to afford us. We are cost effective compared to some services in the county. We average about $53 a day. So with our 3 meals, our healthcare monitoring, all that seems very little, but it also can add up when somebody comes every day, Monday through Friday. So we really try hard with our fundraising, and all of our fundraising, all of our efforts towards that goes to our scholarship fund. So we have several folks that come and only have to pay half the price or don't have to pay anything at all.
Wow. Mm-hmm. How about that?
Yeah.
I was inspired yesterday by looking in and seeing a Mr. Boggs with his guitar. Mm-hmm. Just expand on that gift that he has of helping folks with music. And what else does he do? Talk about the Mr. Boggs.
Okay. Mr. Wally Boggs is a weekly volunteer. He is one of many volunteers that we have on a day-to-day basis, week to week, month to month. But he comes once a week and he does Bible study with them. He does music, and he stays for at least a 2-hour period. He comes and he doesn't take them to a room. He stands out there in the middle and he interacts with each participant one-on-one. He goes around. When he gets there, he greets each one, and when he leaves, he tells them goodbye and God bless you and stuff like that. And so he's got a big heart, and he loves what he does. You can tell that, and so we are very fortunate to have him. Like I said earlier, music is a fan favorite of ours. Music. You'd be surprised at, an 80-year-old who we have to almost make walk to the bathroom. But when they hear music, they want to get up and dance, or they want to sing, or they want to pull out a hymnal or something like that. So music is a fan favorite.
So you do sing-alongs?
We do. Gosh, yes. We have a family in there this morning. We call them the Wart Bunch. They're a family ministry that come in every week as well, sing with them for an hour or two, and they love to get up and dance with them, and they have several children that love to interact with them as well. Mm-hmm.
How do this connection with these volunteers, do you say that you have someone about every day that'll come in and entertain?
We have someone every day, and sometimes we have 2 or 3 community volunteers per day. Kristen, she stays on top of it. She does. She goes out and pulls people in, and whatever their talent may be, whether it be music or it may just be someone to come in and sit and talk with them. A lot of our ladies like to talk, of course. Even our men like to talk. They like to share stories and stuff. People who like to come and garden, they come and garden with them. They do arts and crafts. Come and help them bake, do banana pudding, do Rice Krispie treats, whatever it is. She keeps an eye out every place she goes. If she sees somebody that has a talent, she's recruiting them. She is. Like I said, we have at least 2 volunteers, outside community volunteers per day.
How wonderful.
So it is. We have a great support system.
It's not only maybe a respite or a place that people want to be, but we lift in spirits spiritually with folks every day that to not to feel sorry anymore, but this is a good place to be.
Exactly. To make them, let them have a full of life experience.
Yeah.
We go through, we grow up, we work every day, we have something that we're committed to, we have a reason to live. We're a part of something greater than ourselves, or we're just part of a work family every day, and I call them my work family. So if that all of a sudden just stopped, if I were to get sick and I didn't get to go to work every day, I would probably feel pretty down on myself. So we really try to help the ones that are retired and maybe depressed or something like that. We help them just to make sure that they have a reason to be happy, a reason to want to be.
To look forward to coming.
Yes, to look forward to coming. Yes.
How about that? Ms. Jennifer Snyder, Executive Director of the Ruby Pardue Blackburn Center, the Adult Care Center. In your website, I was having a list there, and we talked about healthcare monitoring.
Okay.
Just touch on those, if you will.
Our healthcare monitoring is a big piece of our program. Along with the activities, we do have an RN and LPN who does personal care. All of our staff is CNA certified, so I'm the only one who is not a CNA. Our program director, even our office manager, is a CNA, so they all provide personal care. We do medication monitoring, and that's an important piece when, sometimes when they're at home by themselves, they may not know how to take everything that they need to, or they may get confused. So that's an important piece of our program. We do bathing services, shaving, any type of personal care. We provide it. It's funny how people don't think that their families say, well, they don't really need this, but once they get started and they can do it on their own, they're like, I don't know how I lived without it. So we really strive hard to provide great quality care with our healthcare monitoring.
You mentioned CNA and some significant CPR training, emergency training for your folks. You want to touch on that?
Yes, it's very important that we know, in case of emergency, something were to happen, we know the family's requests, we know the legal requests that we have to fall under. But even myself, all of our staff is CPR, first aid training certified. We have a de-escalation training if someone to get upset or something like that. We would know how to redirect them or help them to calm down a little bit. We have we do emergency trainings every month. We have fire drills. We do evacuations for our building. We're really well-rounded, I think, with our staff, and making sure that we know what would happen in case of an emergency.
Therapy.
We provide therapy services by helping, if a physician were to order therapy services, we provide a space for outside therapists. If it was occupational or physical therapy, they could come into our program without the family having to leave work, come picking them up, taking them to the office and bringing them back. We have a space where people can come in and actually work with them at our facility. Or we help them, we help them stay mobilized. We help them stay physical, active. We get them up and walk them every day. We have chair exercises. Kristen, our program director, she is certified in matter of balance training, so she knows the fall risk. She helps to make sure that everybody who needs a gait belt has that. And So we provide a lot of services.
Enrichment.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enriching activities?
Enriching activities, we refer to that as, how Kristen provides activities that direct to each person. If it's keeping them emotionally stabilized, or if it's keeping them physically stabilized, whatever it is. But everything is based off what their abilities are.
I hear you saying it's personal connection about the person matters,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to know, learn the things that would help you and your family be better.
Yes, everything we do is person-centered. A family will come talk to us and say, well, here's their strengths, but here's their weaknesses. Okay, and so we come together and say, okay, how can we help these weaknesses? How can we make them their strengths and continue to maintain their strengths as well? So we have daily goals where we may help someone to continue to learn how to read, or we have one that one of his goals is to learn sign language. So we learn a different word every few weeks and help them with that. We try to work with them. So we are really person-centered. We have goals for each of our participants on what they are to work on, and it's family oriented. And so we try to pull in the family as well, what would work best with them at the time, and how we can help them do that.
Okay. I was encouraged by the meals, the snacks, the hospital helping. Let's
Yes.
talk about nutrition and how important that is for a person in care.
Nutrition is very important, especially in elder care. When they're at home, they may not be able to get 3 meals a day if 2 were 1 meal. So we really are proud of the program that we have, that we're able to offer breakfast, lunch, and snack. We cook this breakfast and snack, whether our breakfast may be waffles and fruit, or sausage biscuits and fruit. We work with a registered dietitian on our menus, so everything is nutritionally based. I mean, it's good for us and good. Our lunch is catered through the hospital, through Wilkes Regional Medical Center, that we work with Morrison Management with that. So each day we go pick up catered meals, meatloaf, green beans, mashed potatoes, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm.
My goodness. And you said you had a beautician, a barbershop, and you encourage a free visit. We've talked about that before, but come see.
Yes.
We have this wonderful things that we do. Come, let us show you and be a part of our experience here at the Adult Daycare Center.
Yes.
We've been sharing today with Jennifer Snyder. She's the Executive Director of the Ruby Pardue Blackburn Health Center, Adult Daycare Center. Close with how your life has been blessed because of this opportunity, and you get up every day knowing you're going to matter in a special way.
I spend more time at the center than I do at home, and so I have connected with these people. Our staff, they're my work family. My participants are my family. I talk with their family just as much as I do my family. So when I get up in the mornings, I love coming to work, simply because I know that even if I'm having a bad day, or I didn't want to get up out of bed, or I had a rough night with my 2 little boys, I'm always going to be greeted with a good morning or a smile. And that's really blessed me. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter even what's going on in society or anything like that. They're the reason I come to work every day. They're the reason I do interviews. They're the reason that I work so hard for funding, for community support, for us to bring more people in, because I know that we're making a difference. I know that they're making a difference within me and within the community. So I really, if anybody would love to come, to come by, we would love to show them what we could do, show them the services that we provide and how we can help them specifically.
And your team will find a way.
Yes, we will find a way.
So we're sharing today with Jennifer Snyder, Executive Director of the Ruby Pardue Blackburn Adult Daycare Center in the wonderful park And we want to remember to thank Wilkes Communications, RiverStreet Productions, WIFM, and what a blessing it is to have folks who give and share and care and are living life to make a difference in the lives of others. And you've honored us today, Ms. Snyder, and I hope you'll come back.
Thank you.
Thank you
For
very
the
much.
opportunity.